Hi there, I'm Joanna Jensen and I'm from Child's Farm, the toiletries brand for baby and child. And I'm talking to you today about skincare in the sun because as we all know, we're all experiencing this lockdown, the most tremendous weather, but there can be a tendency to think that the English rays, the UK rays are not as strong as they are when we go on holiday. But I sort of really want to debunk that myth today so you can understand what it is that you need to do to keep your children's skin and your own skin safe in the sun. So firstly, a bit of information about the different rays that we're dealing with. You often see and hear about UVA, UVB, but what do they mean? What makes them so different? Well, UVA is typically that it penetrates deep within the skin, and it's what we will tend to associate with aging. And so it will age the skin. Long exposure to the sun, as we all are aware, can cause premature aging. And then UVB, on the converse, this is the one that causes much more damage to the top layer of the skin, so through burning, sunburn typically. UVB is the ray that normally is associated with skin cancer, but more information is becoming available to say that UVA is also connected to skin cancer too. So these are the two types of ray that you need to understand. And then knowing that these are the two causes of skin damage, you need to think about what SPF protection factor that you wear. So we would strongly say that any child should be wearing at least a 50+ SPF when they are in the sun. And I think we should all, women, adults, men, should all be wearing a 50 SPF on our faces at all times, because the sun's rays penetrate at more times of the day than you would think. So here I am and it's 5 o'clock and it's very, very sunny and warm. But even if I moved over and sat in the full shade, the sun's rays can still penetrate through that shade in the same way that they penetrate through clouds. So you have to think, right, well, actually, from the moment I get up in those summer months, I'm going to put sun protection on my face and also on those areas of my body which are exposed. Now, children, most important that we look after their skin, because the long-term damage that you do when they are a child can stay with them for life. So always a 50 SPF, always apply at least 20 minutes before you actually go outside in the sun. Do be generous. The World Health Organization tells us to use 7 tablespoons of sun cream on one application of an adult. A child is probably half of that, and that's probably 2 teaspoons on their face, 3 to 4 on their torso, and 3 to 4 on their legs too. Don't be shy about applying sun cream. It won't do any damage to them. It can only protect them from pain and inflammation, which is the last thing that we want. When you apply, think of all those areas behind the ears, the neck. This is where there is a propensity for sunstroke, obviously. The backs of the ears, you'll see in later life a lot of those that suffer from malignant melanoma. It can happen on their ears. They're just a place you forget to put sun cream. So you've applied your sun cream, what next? Well, a hat is fantastic. It keeps the sun off the face, and also a pair of sunglasses, which will protect you from penetration by UVA, UVB rays. Also, in little ones, you can get some fantastic SPF clothing, 50 SPF clothing. That means you can put their sun cream on, then give them additional protection through their clothing, and they can run around throughout the day. Now, the hours of 11 till 3, when it's particularly sunny, these are the ones that we say do stay out of the sun. The sun's rays then are particularly strong, and that will allow you to make sure that your little ones are not damaged. So then going down the scale, we're talking about babies. Now, on Child's Farm sun cream, we always say that everything's suitable for 6-month-old upwards. We're not saying you can't use it on babies, we're just saying your babies should not be in the sun. And always think carefully, you know, lovely if you put them in a pram and in a lovely shady spot, but make sure that the hood is up of that pram to protect any form of the sun rays getting to that baby. But it is very important you protect their extremely delicate skin from the sun's harsh rays. Now, some other interesting facts I've got for you here. There's no product that's 100% waterproof or water resistant, but to say that you are water resistant on your label, you've got to go under a series of tests to demonstrate that the SPF value after immersion meets minimum levels. So really important that if you do understand that it's water resistant, not waterproof. So that means every time your little one goes in the water, after they've toweled or after they've perspired or sweated, you need to reapply sun cream. And a rule of thumb is really every couple of hours. So when you're looking at the number of sun cream that you're applying, we know it's 50 plus SPF to a child, but there are certain times of the day and certain days, and I've just got a little index here, which is to measure the intensity of the UV rays. So this is done with your weather forecast the night before. If you listen to this, it's a fantastic indication about the amount of time your little one should be in the sun. So 1 to 2, that's low risk, 3 to 5, moderate. Above 5 is when you really need to start thinking about sun protection, hat, glasses, and 6 to 7 is high, and anything above that is very high until you get to extreme at 11. And I would say that 6 upwards is when you really need to think about how much your little ones are spending in the sun. So some other top tips I've got for you here. When you are in the sun, we've talked about sun protection, hat, glasses, clothing. Very easy to get hydrated when you're little. So every 15 minutes, remember to give them a sip of water. Typically having fun, running around, playing sports, maybe having a bit of a swim if you're down on the beach. Every 15 minutes, a sip of water to make sure that they are keeping themselves hydrated. And do remember, the hat keeps the sun off their back. You can get some fantastic Legionnaires ones. That area, sunstroke on a child is absolutely dreadful to watch, so do make sure it doesn't happen to one of yours. So really then, it's how you apply. And just to give you an example here, you can have a traditional spray or cream. We do both. These are fantastic, easy for you to apply. We also do something now, and a number of other brands do this, which is a roll-on. This is just absolutely brilliant for little ones to do themselves. It sort of looks a bit like a deodorant, so keep it away from Dad in case he gets confused. But they can see where it's been. It's wonderful for those ones trying to do it themselves, teaching themselves how to protect themselves in the sun. Also great to pop in a book bag. If you've got little ones going back to school, pop it in a book bag. It means they can do it themselves. But again, if they're going back to school, don't forget you need to apply their sun cream on them everywhere they're going to expose before they go back in. Now, on our website, childsfarm.com, we've got lots of top tips and tricks for staying safe in the sun. So I do hope this has helped. And all I can wish you all is to stay safe and well throughout this continual lockdown. And in the meantime, make sure that when you purchase a sun cream, you know a little bit more now, I hope, before what you've got to look for.